ready, go cat go. Ooh yeah, be telling you something you surely know. Ooh yeah, born in a land where we wave 'em high, and we got blue angels climbing in the sky. I'm the luckiest guy in America. I'm the luckiest man born in America.
Well, I got me a guy named Johnny B. Good.
Ooh, yeah.
Welcome, everyone.
Yeah, welcome.
So, how many shows is it now? I think it's like 100 or 200.
No, this is only our fifth show.
Fifth show?
But,
why is it taking so long?
Because it's hard to do. We've got to line up the guests, the music, the man on the street has to do his job. Everyone's got to do their job. Then we take all the segments and we put them together for the show.
It's just too much work.
Whose idea was this, Dan? All right.
I think it's unclear whose idea it was.
All right.
Anyway, yeah, I started out with a little show, and Joe kind of expanded it a
Made
bit.
it a big show.
Yeah, now it's a national TV show.
But anyway, before we get to the music segments, the commentary segments, what have you, we're going to have the main thing is he has to line up a guest. And what interview do you have coming up today?
Well, today we have a wonderful guest for all of you out there. Her name is Kim Fiorello. And Kim is a new legislator up in Hartford. She was just elected as a Republican representative. And she is a leader in the Connecticut Charter Oak Leadership Program. So we're going to find out what that's about.
All about, yeah.
And she'll be coming up to tell us that. But do you and Little House have a song for us
Yeah,
today?
we're going to start with the music. Here we go.
All right. Let's go. Little House, everybody.
Well, he's headed out of Texas, just caught the 409. Changing trains in Dallas, drinking a bottle of wine. Up to Baton Rouge to fetch me right on time. He said he saved all his money, and now he's ready to go. Gonna find a place, Gulf of Mexico. He says not to worry, oh, he loves me so. He says,
Choo Choo Mama, love the way you move. Love the rhythm, love the groove. Sitting by the riverside, shining in the sun, yeah, you're making me high. Choo Choo Mama, love me till I die.
I'm sitting on the levee, watching the river swing by. He'll turn up at the station on the other side. Walk across the bridge, oh, it's a mile wide. He says,
Choo Choo Mama, love the way you move. Love the rhythm, love the groove. Sitting by the riverside, shining in the sun, yeah, you're making me high. Choo Choo Mama, love me till I
I die.
Choo Choo Mama, love the way you move. Love the rhythm, love the groove. Sitting by the riverside, shining in the sun, yeah, you're making me high. Choo Choo Mama, love me till I die. Choo Choo Mama, love me till I die. Choo Choo Mama, love me till I die.
Wow.
Well,
there we
is.
go again. There's another
Another-
great tune.
Another fine song.
The 4-part harmony stuff.
Yeah,
is-
they're really something.
Yeah, they
So
bang those things out
I'm
like crazy.
interested in this next interview, and the Charter Oak. Everyone heard that. That was the Connecticut Charter given by the King of England in the 1600s gave the Connecticut colony certain advantages.
Oh, really?
And when that king died, another king came in and said, "Who gave him this fancy charter over there?" And they sent guys over
To go get.
to get the charter, and the Connecticut 1660 people,
all of us.
well,
right, at the
they
time.
took the charter when
That's
the
right.
guys came over to take the charter back, and they hid it in a big oak tree,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the Charter Oak. And they refused to give the charter back to the king, and they just hid it for a while. But after the Revolution, they said, we're going to start off with all the freedoms that the charter gave us, and now we're going to add the American ones on top of it. So that's sort of the foundation of the Charter Oak.
And I think that was the impetus for what became the Charter Oak Leadership Program. The Charter Oak Leadership Program was started by Shari Williams, and she started as the leadership program of the Rockies, and it was very successful out there. And their mission was to teach the tenets of the Constitution, free market system, and also protecting our rights as Americans. So Charter Oak has a program which is about a year long, and participants hear from different speakers. They go through different workshops and exercises over this year plan to learn about freedom, liberty, and the American way. So
This is covered in the interview?
this is covered
All right,
in the
I
interview,
can't wait to hear it.
and she's a really special person who's just a new, freshly minted legislator.
All right.
So let's bring her on.
Bring her on.
Kim,
Thank you.
welcome.
And how are you?
But let's take the conversation towards affordability in Connecticut.
Yes.
One of the focuses of Unaffordable America, the TV show that we do, is coming together in a bipartisan manner to discuss affordability, because it really is a nonpartisan issue.
Absolutely.
Our cost of living, you know what I mean? And if we
Absolutely.
can't discuss it earnestly, we can have vastly different opinions as to each issue or whatever, but let's leave the personalities and the parties out of it and just talk about the issues. So now going up to Hartford for the first time, are you seeing any bills or any tax increases or revenue grabs or any of the stuff that they say exists in the legislature in Connecticut?
Well, in the first process of bill making, which I'm also learning, is legislators can kind of put up anything, but they do expend resources when they put up whatever ideas they want. But we had about, at last count that I took, about 2,700 plus bills that were submitted this year. And many of them were headline grabbing, as people may have heard, mansion taxes, compulsory voting fees or fines, I think there's changing how towns can find or get fees for their beaches. There's lots of bills out there, but the taxes that we're talking about now are really based on the governor's budget report, which came out. And of concerning in there is there are new taxes. They say there aren't many broad taxes, but there is the gas tax related to the Transportation and Climate Initiative, where we become part of sort of a regional governing body, and our gas tax, which is already high, will go higher by 5 to 17 cents, although the governor seems to be reassuring us that it'll stay at 5, but we don't really have control over that. And there are, a fee or a tax on our truckers, which we already fought when we said no to tolls on our trucks. The other real concerning thing is that the budget is really based on $1 billion from the federal aid, which, maybe we hope to get. And then new revenues from two things that haven't passed yet, which is recreational marijuana revenue and legalized online gambling.
What was the revenue estimate for those two things? Do you remember?
I did have it down. It's not massive. It's like, I don't know, 20, please don't quote me on this, but it's about like maybe 40 or something million dollars from gambling and 20 something million dollars from the recreational marijuana. And I think it's out to 2023 or so. It's, it takes time to build that infrastructure and get those industries going.
Wow. That's a lot less than I imagined. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, don't quote us on those numbers either. We'll look into it for you.
Right.
One of our comments here from Karen was the mileage tax. Have you heard about this idea where they're going to tax everyone on mileage?
Yes, that is a study.
Is that like a Connecticut thing, or is that a national initiative?
I think that has been spoken about on a national scale, but that idea has been proposed in Connecticut, and it was proposed as a study. But now, I don't know. I'm not sure I have to study it to know that I don't really want it.
Yeah, I think we all don't want that one. But now, one of the concerns that you had told me about was this regional gas tax, and that's concerning not only for its fiscal things, but it's kind of ceding some control over our wallets to other states, apparently, correct?
It is, letting go of our own sovereignty. Our gas prices will not be under our direct control. Our elected, we elect the legislators, but they would not be accountable to us for what would happen with our gas price when we sign on to this regional governing body. That's
disturbing. And isn't it, this is not some small little increase either. What are they talking about per mile? Do you know?
It's per gallon.
Per gallon, sorry.
Yeah. And the range is 5 to 17 cents. And I think they're trying to get more folks to join the initiative. And the idea is that you impose this fee, and the fee is collected by the group and is distributed to support green initiatives, Transportation Climate Initiative.
Wow.
I'm not an expert on it, like I said.
Yeah.
It's sort of,
no, I mean, these are huge things. And look, to be fair, it takes most legislators several years to kind of figure out what the ropes are there. They gain steam, they get their bearings, and they learn process and everything like that. And you're going about it the exact right way. it's shocking. And it's hard if you're really passionate about a particular issue, because there's so many. You just got to kind of look at it and then throw it to the side, and then look at the next one, and then throw that to the side, and just keep going. And you got to watch out for burnout too. That's what I say. So be careful.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
Yeah.
there is a lot. But you know what? It's also really fun because there's camaraderie with your peers. There's reaching across the aisle and making new friends.
Mhm.
And the topics are so important, you know, whether it's affordable housing or it's public health or public safety, which we deal with in judiciary, looking at fixes to the police bill. They're just important issues. And I do see it as a great honor to be able to participate at this level of our state government.
Are they going to tax? How are they going to tax the truckers? Are they going to?
However it's done, you know, wherever it is that they weigh the trucks and tax them, the point is that our truckers their fees will be raised, and that cost will pass down to consumers. And cost of living, as you know, given the title of your program, it's unaffordable. Living is quite high in Connecticut. You know, in 2019, just last year, or just the year before, they passed 17 new taxes. And that's pre-COVID. Pre-COVID, we had the introduction of $15 minimum wage, you know, paid family leave at the state level, plus we already have it at the federal level. And then really small taxes like new taxes on dry cleaning, on packaged foods at your grocery store, on interior design services. I mean, these all seem like a little bit, but they hit each person in our state, and it makes life more expensive. And it's truly, you know, death by 1,000 cuts. And unfortunately, people are voting. They're voting with their feet. And states are noticing. You know, we have competitive system here with the Federalist system. And I think just yesterday, I saw an ad online at the Current from the Florida Sentinel Sun, you know? And
they're eating our lunch, Kim. They're eating our lunch. And that's, you know, I just don't like all the pictures from our friends coming back from Florida in the middle of winter. I mean, that's not really cool, guys.
You know, there's another angle that I noticed that I thought was quite brilliant is Florida schools are reaching out to Connecticut families. There's a lot of school choice and educational savings accounts, lots of options for parents. And that's an area that I really hope to bring really some sunshine to Connecticut on an education, because we could really use some shaking up in what choices we offer to parents, and really see better outcomes for our students. And that came through during COVID, that our school systems, not in all parts, but in some very critical parts, are not serving our families.
But thank you very much for coming on. Right?
Well, thank you. Thanks so much.
Perfect. All right, there you have it. Newly minted State Representative Kimberly Fiorello.
Well, you see, there are people who really study these things, and thank goodness they do, because we'd all forget.
Absolutely. And, you know, capitalism rises the most boats, right? It helps the people who are willing to go out and work for it have the opportunities that they need, the freedoms and liberties to do that. So here on Unaffordable America, we're all about that. And today, you're going to get hoodwinked by Joe Petrina again. So let's go to that segment now.
All right.
Here you go.
Welcome to Voter Fraud Equals Higher Taxes. It's a Connecticut tradition. As former Obama Chief of Staff Rahm Emanuel advised, never let a good crisis go to waste. The expanded version of this is, and create a crisis when necessary. And this sits behind the notorious Connecticut voter fraud episode of the 2000 gubernatorial race. Many don't realize what happened. So here's how they did it. Number one, just days before the election, Obama is brought to Bridgeport, Connecticut to rally the base. On voting day, Democrat operatives rummaged through Bridgeport, driving voters to the polls. Number three, in mid-afternoon, only the Bridgeport polls run out of ballots. The rest of the state is fine. Number four, a judge orders that only certain Bridgeport polling stations stay open until 10 p.m. 5, a machine-readable ballot is photocopied so that Bridgeport voters can use pens to select their choices. 6, voters rousted to the selected polls are jammed into the buildings as the doors close at 10 p.m. 7, anyone in the building can fill out a photocopied ballot. 8, the photocopied ballots require hand tallying. 9, before 8 p.m., Republican Tom Foley led Democrat Daniel Malloy by 7,000 in machine tallied votes. When the Bridgeport votes were counted that night, Democrat Malloy won by 5,000. And so, voter fraud need not be something as bogus as filling out a ballot for someone who died a year ago. It can comprise a complete system of stealth moves, hiding behind a crisis, say behind COVID-19. The consequence, Governor Malloy, once elected in this manner, and who would run Connecticut from 2011 to 19, immediately signed on to a $1.8 billion tax increase. And then he authorized further increases thereafter, making Connecticut less and less affordable. Families and corporations, such as General Electric, began moving out. The Malloy taxes will carry on forever. You see, it doesn't end once they're instituted. So, as President Obama often said, elections have consequences, and voter fraud, when properly executed, works. It will weaken your independence. It'll make life less affordable. For more, please visit hoodwink.net. Thank you. Well, that's it for today's show. I hope you followed all those constitutional issues and things like that and enjoyed yourself a little bit. And Dan, why don't you wrap it up for us?
Absolutely. Well, each week we're going down into it deeper. So we hope that you can come and find us on the web at Unaffordable America, right there on the screen, and join us on social media and be part of the conversation. We want you to be part of the show too. So send us your videos. We appreciate all your emails and commentary. The Charter Oak Leadership Program is something to look into if you want to make a difference in your community, learn how to talk about freedom, liberty, and capitalism in effective ways, and communicate that. They're the ones to see. So Kimberly was great. We wish her all the luck up at the legislature this year. We need more like her who are going to keep an eye on things up there.
So go to the website, leave your email address, and we will keep you notified.
That's right. That's Unaffordable for this week. We're out of here.
Well, I got me a guy named Johnny B. Good.
Ooh, yeah.
He ain't perfect, but he sure be good.
Ooh, yeah. Luckiest ones in America.